Howdy everybody, David here, and this is another Fantasy Age character creation tutorial. Now this particular tutorial, we're going to be going back and taking a look at Warnerve, our level 1 Orc Warrior that we created. Now in this video, we are going to take Warnerve and we are going to level him from level 2 to level 20. We're going to talk about all of the class features that we're going to gain from levels 2 to 20. We're going to talk about all the other things that encompass leveling your characters from hit points. We're going to talk about ability improvements, ability focus improvements, some variants that go along with those, and we're going to talk about the specializations, the talents, and adding everything to our character sheet. Towards the end, we're physically going to upgrade the sheet up to level 4, just to where Warnerve is going to get his first specialization, and then from that'll give you basically the idea on systematically, leveling up your character sheet in Fantasy Age, because realistically, this is such a robust character creation and character advancement for Fantasy Age that you really need to methodically plan your character out, and we're going to do the best that we can for leveling up Warnerve. So we are going to go ahead and get started right away here. And the first thing that we're going to take a look at is gaining levels. Now there are several different ways that you would gain levels in Fantasy Age, much like any other tabletop game out there, like D&D, Pathfinder, 13th Age, any of the great games out there. Now, there's two ways. The first way is your more traditional way, where your game master is going to reward you experience. There are different types of encounters in Fantasy Age. There are combat encounters, there's role-playing encounters, and then there's exploration encounters. So whenever you do one of those three, which is what you're going to do, you'll get experience rewarded to you on each one of those. Now, if there's a second way to do this, and it talks about this in the dungeon, well, the game master section of the book, to where you can do more of a milestone type of advancement, sort of like what Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition has done. And instead of giving numbers and keep adding them up, maybe your characters have completed a very epic journey, finished an epic quest, and maybe that would deserve a level. Maybe you've done certain milestones. Maybe that would reward you a level as well. So those are the way that you're going to gain XP. And every time that you level, there's going to be a multitude of things that happen. I'll tell you what, though, there has been some misconception on just everything happening here for the warrior. So when you take a look at the warrior at level 2, a lot of people were thinking that you only got a new ability focus, so your hit points would never change and you would never get to raise any stats. Well, that's simply just not the case. Fantasy Age has such a robust character creation and character advancement system. It is really good. And I'll tell you what, though, I really wish that the way that the book explains getting your different hit points and abilities, odd and even levels, which we're going to get into, I wish all of this was put into this class matrix. I feel that it would have eliminated a lot of confusion to a lot of new players, not only to Fantasy Age, but to tabletop games in general. So it is, unfortunately, all of the information is in two different portions of the book, but no problem. In this video, we're going to go over every single thing. So whenever you level, say Warnerve hit level 2, had 2,000 experience points, or the game master awarded a milestone. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to increase your character's health. And you're going to increase your character's health 1d6 plus the Constitution. So you're going to do this for levels 1 through 10. 1 through 10, I'll repeat one more time, you're going to gain 1d6 plus your Constitution score. Now, whenever you hit level 11, for levels 11 to 20, you're going to take just your Constitution score. So you're not going to be doing the 1d6 anymore. So by this time, when you're a level 11, the numbers are going to start getting a little bit inflated, and so that's why they pretty much cut out the 1d6. So levels 11 to 20, Constitution, and don't worry if you have a 0 or a -1, don't worry, you'll get a minimum of a 1 score. Don't worry about that. Always get a 1. So the next thing you're going to do depends on if your level is an odd or an even number. So if you're leveling on an even level, which our first level is 2, which will be even, you're going to get to do 2 things. The first thing, for all even levels, you will upgrade one of your primary abilities. Your primary abilities we've already talked about on War Nerve, and the primary abilities, remember, are checked in the boxes here. They are Constitution, Dexterity, Fighting, and Strength. So, for all even levels, you'll get to improve one of your ability scores for free. Now, I want to talk about ability advancements. You can get super high numbers if you want to, but it's going to cost you more advancements the higher you go. So this table here basically refers to if you want to go from a -1 up to a 5. It basically costs you 1 for 1. So if, for instance, my fighting is a 4, my first ability advancement, say, hey, I want to raise my fighting. It's an even level. It's a primary. I'm going to level it to 5. Now, if I want to take this over 5, you're going to notice here on the chart, if I want to go from 6, 7, if I want to go to 6, 7, or 8, then it's going to cost me 2 points. So you have to save up the 2 points first before you get the ability. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to go above 5, remember to save your point, mark it down on your sheet somewhere, and let your game master know that, hey, I'm going to be going above 5. I've got this point saved. I'm not taking anything yet until my next even level. And if you want to go over 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12, which is really crazy as a bonus, then it's going to cost you 3 advancements. 3 advancements to go from 9, 10, 11, 12. Pretty straightforward. Not going to have to explain that anymore. Now, also on an even level or an odd level, you're going to get to choose a new ability focus. So, on an even level, you're going to get to choose an ability focus for your primary abilities. So like we already talked about, Dex, Con, Fighting, Strength. I'll be able to choose an ability focus, which is sort of like a, remember we talked about a bonus to that particular type of ability. So Strength, something would be like climbing. So anytime I need to do any kind of climbing, then I would get a bonus on top of Strength for climbing. Now, that's going to work for odd levels as well. For your odd levels, you're going to get to choose an ability score that's secondary, and you're going to get to choose an ability focus also for the odd numbers or secondaries. Wow, that is, guys, gals, that is so much character advancement going on. It's crazy. So after you've done those 3 things, then you get to refer to your class and you get to check out what you get. So at level 2, you're going to get ability, you're going to get to choose a new ability focus out of Dex Riding, Military Lore, Strength, or Climbing. At level 3, which is an odd level, you're going to get to roll your D6 and Con for hit points. You're going to get to choose a secondary ability score to raise. You're going to get to choose a secondary ability focus, and then you're going to get to choose a new talent. Or if you've got a talent already that you want to take to a higher degree, you can do that. You could go from Journeyman to Master. You could go from Novice to Journeyman. It doesn't matter. So level 4, and we're going to look at everything that you're going to get to level 20. So just be a little patient here, because I kind of want to explain some of the other features that you're going to get and kind of break it down in the layman's terms, because a lot of that technical mumble jumble can get a little bit confusing for a new player. So for level 4, an even number, don't forget D6 plus Con. Also, you're going to get another primary ability score upgrade, a primary ability focus. You're going to get a new one. And also, you're going to get at level 4 your first specialization, which I had mentioned in the first video. is sort of like an archetype for your class. So for the Guardian, well for the fighter here, the Warrior, Warnerv will be taking Guardian for his first specialization, which means that he's going to be really proficient with a sword and shield. He's going to be able to help people, mitigate damage for them and whatnot, and then you're going to be able to master that. And then later on, I think by level 12, you're going to get to choose another specialization, and Warnerv will choose Berserker. Because remember, my background story, when we brainstormed for the theory for my character, I wanted a fighter that was a soldier, a very hardened war veteran, and he's going to be a great fighter with a two-handed weapon, and he's going to be a great fighter with a sword and a board. So both of my specializations are still going to go ahead, and it's going to be part of his background story, which is what I really love about creating a character is, make sure you really engulf the character with his background story, make it emerge, and that's what I really like about it. And then I'm staying true to that instead of just trying to do a pure min-max build. But for what I'm doing with Guardian and Berserker, of course, I'm still going to be planning out everything that I need to do for him ahead of time. So also at level 4, you're going to get a new weapon group. So you can choose a new weapon group. I probably will choose black powder guns. I think that would be a great addition. But if you don't have black powder guns in your game, you can choose something else. Now at level 5 is going to be an odd level, so don't forget, odd level, you're still going to get your D6 and con for hit points. Don't forget that. Also, you're going to get a secondary ability upgrade, a secondary ability improvement for the ability focus, and then at level 5 you're going to get to upgrade a talent or take a new talent, and then you're going to get a stunt bonus. And your level 5 stunt bonus is where you can strike so fast in combat that your weapons are like a blur to your opponents. This is where you're going to be able to perform the dual strike stunt for 3 points instead of the usual 4. So it gives you a bonus. So instead of spending 4, you're going to spend 3. Now for level 6, that's an even level. And don't forget, you're going to get your hit points, you're going to get your primary ability, you're going to get your primary ability focus, and at level 6 you're going to get a new specialization upgrade to Guardian, which what we'll take it for, and that means it will become now a Journeyman, and it will add even something else to our class. Level 7 is an odd level. Don't forget hit points, don't forget secondary ability focus. You're going to get to upgrade a talent that you already have. You'll be able to take a new one if you want one instead, and you're going to get another stunt bonus, which is where you're going to be able to unhinge your opponents, and you can perform the threaten stunt for 1 point instead of the usual 2. So level 8, an even level. Don't forget hit points. Don't forget you're going to get a primary ability score upgrade, an ability focus. You're going to get a new specialization upgrade, which now at level 8, you are going to be a master in your first specialization that you choose. And in Warner's case, he's going to be a master guardian. Then you're also at level 8 going to get to choose another weapon group of your choice, which is even that much cooler. Now level 9, that is an odd number. So you're going to get your hit points still, you're going to get your secondary ability upgrade, your secondary focus, and you're going to get to choose a new talent, or if you got a talent that you want to upgrade, take it to Journeyman or take it to Master. At level 10, now remember, level 10 is going to be the last level that you take the 1d6 and add your con for hit points. Because this is the last level, starting at level 11, just your con. So at level 10, even number, 1d6 plus con, you're going to get a primary ability upgrade, a primary ability focus, and you're going to get expert strike. Where this is where you know when to strike with precision and when to strike with power. When you make an attack, you can take up to a -3 penalty on your attack roll to receive a corresponding bonus to your damage roll. Very nice. I like that. Especially the more focuses you have, the higher primary attack stat that you have, you can actually use Expert Strike a lot more. So an example of this is you can take -2 on your attack roll, but you'll get +2 to the damage if you hit. Really nice. Now, alternatively, you can receive up to a +3 bonus on your attack roll if you take this corresponding penalty on the damage. So it kind of reverses it. But you have to tell the Dungeon Master before you roll. So you could take -3 damage and go +3 hit. Or you can go +3 hit and -3 damage. So you should literally utilize at level 10, I would be using Expert Strike on every single one of my attacks, depending on the situation. Now, level 11, we're going into the higher levels now, which is really cool. Your numbers are going to start to get really big. You're going to start doing a lot of damage. And level 11, remember, starts where your hit points is just going to be your Constitution score. So, along with just your con now as hit points, it's an odd level. You're going to get a secondary ability advancement, a secondary ability focus, and you're going to get to take a talent or upgrade one of your talents that you already have. Level 12, you're going to get even number, just your con for hit points, minimum of 1. You're going to get an even ability and an even ability focus. New specialization. In Warner's case, I'm going to go ahead and go Berserker. Now that the Berserker will basically go with the background, part of my background as my two-handed weaponry, which is really nice. Berserker adds a lot of damage when you start to rage and stuff. It's really cool. Now, whenever you choose your new specialization, of course you're going to start at Novice, and then you're also going to get at level 12, you're going to get Veteran. And this is where preserving through long hours of practice and many bloody encounters has made you a fearsome combatant. When you inflict damage with an attack, you can add your focus bonus to your damage total if you have an applicable weapon group focus. So the focus must match the weapon group of the weapon you attack with. So for example, if you attack with a battle axe, you must have the strength axis focus to get the +2 damage of this power. If you have the same focus twice, then the damage will be +3. That's pretty straightforward. Level 13, odd, so you're going to get secondary ability focus. You're going to get to take just your Constitution minimum 1 hit points. New talent, you'll be able to upgrade one or take a new one altogether, and you're going to get to choose another weapon group. Level 14 is an even number. Don't forget con, minimum of 1. And you can see the theme. I'm trying to beat this into your head. Don't forget your hit points. Don't forget your odd and even primary or secondary ability and ability focuses. And at level 14, seeing that it's even, you're going to get a Journeyman upgrade to, and in Warner's case, it will be Berserker. He'll go to Journeyman. Now, level 15, I'm just going to go ahead and just basically talk about all of the bonuses that you're going to get for your class features. So you guys have already heard me beat it into your head enough about hit points, odd, and even. So at level 15, you're going to get a new talent, Novice, or you can upgrade one, and you're going to get Quick Strike. I really like Quick Strike here. You can make a melee attack versus an adjacent opponent as a minor action, and the attack roll and damage of the Quick Strike suffer a -2 penalty, and this action cannot be combined with an Expert Strike. Meaning this, it's just going to give you 2 attacks around at level 15. Your second attack is going to be -2 on the attack roll and the damage. So, but you just can't use Expert Strike with it. So if you just want to get flat out 2 attacks, Quick Strike, your way to go. -2, especially at level 15, is not a big, it's not going to hurt your character at all. Level 16, you are going to become Master, and in Warner's case, he's going to become a Master Berserker and already be a Master Guardian, so he's going to be just a killing machine. He's going to be a wrecking, he's going to be like a heavy tank, just moving down the roads or through the corridors of the dungeons. This is going to be really fun. Level 17, you're going to get a new talent. So, guys, you can see that you're going to get tons of talents. You're going to have such a broad array of bonuses for your character, focuses. It's crazy. The advancement system for this game is so robust. And I know I've said that a lot, but now you can actually see it with your own eyes. Level 18, you're going to get a stunt bonus, and this is where you can sweep opponents before you. When you perform the dual strike stunt with a melee attack, you can hit 2 secondary targets instead of the normal 1. Now, all 3 of your targets, the original target and the 2 secondary targets, must be adjacent to you when you make the attack or after you've used the skirmish stunt to move them. So you can basically, you can perform the sweep, the dual strike. I think you'll get to use it for 2 because of your other stunt bonus that you get. So if you have a 6, you'll use 2 for that, but you can use your other 4 points to kind of skirmish people around, to clump them up, and then knock them with dual strike, and then hit 3 people at one time. So it's sort of like a chess match there when you become level 18, and you can start skirmishing these guys around to get a hit on multiple creatures. Pretty awesome. Level 19, you're going to new talent, upgrade one or take a new one. Level 20, Epic Warrior. Now, Epic Warrior is where you're going to pick one type of stunt. You can choose a combat, exploration, or role-playing stunt. Now, in Fantasy Age, exploration stunts and role-playing stunts are in the game, but they are optional, and they are in the Game Master section. So if you're Dungeon Master or Game Master, if they put those stunts into the game, he or she will probably alert you before time. But I would probably think most Epic Warriors would probably choose combat stunt. So if you choose you choose your one type of stunt, you'll get a +1 bonus when generating the stunt points. Simple. So if you roll doubles and you got a stunt on your attack, and if your stunt die says you got a 6, then if it's a combat stunt, then you'll get +1 bonus for a total of 7 points. Pretty nice. So there you go, everybody. That's what you get for levels 2 to 20. And just don't forget, hit points, and now we're going to methodically level up War Nerve a couple levels. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and take this and move this over to one of my other monitors so I can actually have an easier time and it would be faster actually kind of looking at this. So we are going to go ahead and level up War Nerve to level 2. Congratulations, your adventuring has proven worthy of a level. That's 2,000 experience at level 2. Now remember, the first thing we're going to do is roll our hit points. And our hit points, remember, are going to be a d6 plus our constitution for levels 1 to 10. And then for level 11 to 20, remember, just your constitution score. So I'm going to roll. And wow, I rolled a 6 off the bat again. So we're going to go 6 plus 2 for con. That's going to be a total of 8, taking me to a total of 44 hit points at level 2. Wow, that was actually a really lucky roll. Now that we're done with that, seeing that this is an even level, we are going to get to advance one of our primary abilities: Constitution, Dexterity, Fighting, or Strength. Okay, now Constitution, obviously, that deals with your hit points. Dexterity, that's going to deal with our armor and our speed. That's important as well. Fighting is our to hit. Fighting is going to be to hit with all of the weapon groups that I choose, whether it be axes, heavy blades, spears, lances, all that stuff will be based on fighting. So fighting is very important also. And then last is strength. And remember, strength deals with your damage. Your strength is your damage. Now this is not about the fighter, but this is something secondary. Now, if you're also, well, this could be for a fighter as well. If you're using bow or powdered weapons, then your perception is going to be your damage bonus. But normally, everything damage bonus is related to strength. So just thought I will let you know. So let's go ahead and take. Let's get another bonus to hit. Seeing that we both have fighting and strength at 4, let's get a bonus to fighting. Let's go to +5. Why not? So now that we've chosen 5, don't forget, let's methodically look at our sheet and see what else it's going to affect. It's not going to affect our speed, our defense. It's not going to affect hit points. It's going to affect our two-hand sword to hit because it's based off of fighting. So there we go. It's going to affect our long sword attack, so there's going to be +5. It's going to affect our throwing spear, because even though it's a ranged weapon, it's not a powder, it's not a bow, so it is affected by your fighting. I think that's everything. We're good to go. So now we get to choose a focus. So very cool stuff here. We're going to get another bonus to our hit. And what I want to do is I want to take a fighting focus. And the fighting focus that I want to take is the heavy blades. So basically the long sword and the two-handed sword, I'm now going to get a bonus to attack. So under fighting, much like I have a strength might ability focus, or if I try to intimidate someone physically, I'll be able to do that and get a bonus. Same thing with fighting. I'm going to put heavy blades. All right. Now this is going to give me a +2 to hit. And that's what this +0 is for. Now I erase that +0 and I go to +2. So now now the spear is different. The spear is part of the spears group. I will take the spears group next. So then I'll get a bonus to that. And then remember, later on down the line, I'm going to get to add my heavy blades into my damage also. So don't forget, down the line, we're going to really start dishing out a lot of damage. So now at level 2, we're going to have a +7 to hit. That is pretty crazy. Alright, so now that I've chosen my ability focus, we can go to the warrior matrix, and at level 2 we get to choose a new ability focus between dexterity riding, intelligence, military lore, or strength climbing. Now I want to keep to my background story. Remember, I was a soldier, so I would know a lot about military lore. So I'm going to go ahead and take intelligence, military lore. Even though my intelligence is low, I'll at least get a bonus to military lore, and then eventually after I hit +11, I'm also going to go ahead and probably raise that to a 3. And I might even take a couple ability score odd levels and probably put into intelligence to beef that up also. Because I really want to be smart with my party. I want them to know that I know a lot about the military, and especially being my orc fighter Warner. He was in the military for 20 years being conscripted as a small boy. He should know just about everything anyway. Alright, so that's pretty much everything with level 2. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and the reason why I'm saving this as a separate file is you are going to be able to go on my website, tabletopping.net, and you're going to be able to go to the player section, and there will be a very robust character sheet section that you can download Fantasy Age character sheets. You'll be able to download Warnerve here for levels 1 to 20. So if you want to try Warnerve out at level 10, download the level 10 sheet. If you want to try them at level 20 and destroy everything, grab it at level 20. I'm going to have lots of variations of mages, rogues, and warriors. So if you're interested in helping me do this and building a very nice, robust library of pre-generated character sheets, please let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll hook you up with a couple Steam games for making some sheets. But just remember, guys, I need these sheets to be correct. I don't have time to literally check every single sheet. So let's go ahead and start leveling Warnerve to level 3. So you guys saw how systematically we leveled this character sheet. We didn't want to forget anything. You don't want to do that, because if you forget to add your bonuses in there, you're selling yourself short, man. I mean, seriously, you're selling yourself short. So let's go to level 3. This is a total of 4,000 experience. And let's see, this is a level 3 is an odd level. We still get our hit points. Let's roll again, see if I can roll another 6. I rolled a 5. That's even that's pretty good too. So 5 plus my con is 7 more, giving me a total of 51 hit points at level 3. Hit points are done. Let's go to the odd level stuff. Now that we're 3 odd level, secondary stuff. Now, I'm going to need some willpower, I believe, as a berserker. So let me double check the specializations, and I want to check berserker because I do believe that I need some willpower. I do. I need to have a willpower minimum of 2. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to also plan your character ahead of time instead of saying at the last second, oh crap, I screwed up my character, and then you got to beg the DM to see if you can change it. So usually I don't allow my characters to do that because I want them to know their character inside and out. So I want to plan ahead. And with my secondary ability, second ability upgrade, I'm going to take willpower to 1. Now, I also want to go ahead and raise up one of my focuses. And I think I'm going to go with perception. And I really want to be able to track. I want to be able to do some tracking. So even though I have a 0 perception, I'm going to go with tracking, to where I can track that enemy, or maybe there's some prints in a cave or something. At least I'll have a little bit of a chance to find it. So I think that would go well with my military background of being a soldier. So now that I've got my primary, my secondary skill chosen, willpower, it's not going to affect anything. Willpower pretty much just affects caster stuff, but there are some willpower focuses that I'm going to be taking. There are courage, faith, morale, and self-discipline. So I'll probably take those also. Now, next we get to check out what we get at level 3 for a fighter. Now, this is where we get to choose a new talent. So you're not pigeonholed as into you must take one. It's giving you the choice of upgrading one of your talents that you already have, or you can go ahead and choose a new style. I've already got 3 talents at Novice. I want to raise up my weapon and shield style to Journeyman. And that's definitely what I'm going to do. So as Journeyman, with this talent, what I'm going to get is another bonus here. And at Journeyman, I now also know how to get the most out of my shield, and I can now perform the defensive stance stunt for 1 stunt point instead of 2. So that's pretty nice. And also, when you go to download this sheet, I'll have all of that stuff typed in there for Novice, Journeyman, and Master. So there we go. We're going to weapon and shield style to Journeyman. That's it for level 3. Nothing else is affected. Let's go ahead and save this. All right. I love making characters, man. I really do. I have so much fun making characters. Alright, so now Warnerve, congratulations, you're level 4. And I believe level 4 is like 6,000 experience. Yep, it is. 6,000. Alright, so now we are at 6K. Alright, this is an even level. So don't forget, we get to increase our health again. And this is the last level that I'm going to show you guys what to do. This is sort of like just to show you how to systematically, like I said, guys, there's a lot of stuff going on with a Fantasy Age character. So you really need to systematically, level and advance this character. So, wow, I rolled another 5. So my hit points are going to be 5 plus 2 more for a total of 7, taking me up to a grand total of 58 hit points for level 4. Now I'm going to get to do another advancement to a primary ability, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do, let's go ahead and do Dexterity. Dexterity is going to raise my armor class a little bit, my defense. I'm going to raise that to 3. So it will affect your speed, because your speed is a base plus your dex minus your armor. And because I am a no, I'm sorry, the orc is I get a little bit different. Every race starts at a different speed. I'm sorry. Defense is a base of 10. So as an orc, my speed still is a 10, so I was right. Thankfully, I butchered that correctly. But as an orc, you get 10 plus Dexterity and your armor. So remember, I get a -1 penalty to my speed, but I don't take any defense bonuses. So my speed will go up to a 12, and my defense with a shield will be a 15, and my my defense without a shield will go to 13. And you can look at defense is on page 28, and that is a base of 10 plus dex plus your shield bonus. So I get a +2 to my shield. So I have two different armors. I have two different defenses in here. One for when I have a shield on, and then one when I have my my two-handed sword. Good to go there. I raised up my dex as a primary ability. I wanted to do that just to show you guys. Now, I need to buy a primary ability focus. So as I was saying, I've got my ability focus now for fighting and heavy blades. Now, I also want to take spears, because that is the way I'm going to be fighting ranged, is with a spear. So now my fighting spears is going to give me a +2 to the attack roll. So now I'm the same thing. Now I am focused with spears. So that's 3d6 plus 7 now. It doesn't affect your damage. Remember, damage is affected by strength unless you're using a black powder gun or you're using a bow, and then it is perception, which I don't know why it would be perception, but that's Fantasy Age's rules, not mine. And I agree with it. Totally agree with it. Okay, so now that we're done with our primary ability upgrade, our primary ability focus, we are going to go back over to the Warrior Matrix, and we get our first specialization. Now well, first we get a new weapon group. Now the weapon group that I want to choose, I want to choose the bludgeon weapon group. And the bludgeon weapon group, that is going to go right on alongside because it goes with fighting. So if we find any good bludgeon weapons, I will be able to capitalize on that and use them. And then with my next ability focus, I will go ahead and take fighting bludgeon too. So I'll have that ready to go in case we ever find like a two-handed maul or the mace or whatever it is. Let's see, what are the three weapons in the fighting group for bludgeoning? The mace, the maul, and the two-handed maul. So if we ever find one of those, I'll be ready to go, and I'll be able to use it right away with no penalties and all kinds of bonuses. All right, so there we go. Now we get to choose our specialization. Oh, this is awesome. All right, so our specializations, like I said, we are going Guardian as our first specialization. Now I'm going to read a little bit of information about the Guardian. Now the Guardian is basically a warrior. He loves to protect people, and he loves to own the position on the battlefield and help his allies. So don't forget, with every specialization there are requirements. So I do meet the requirements, which is warrior and constitution and dex of a 2 or higher. I have a con 2 and a 3 in dex, so I meet that. And I have to be at least a novice in weapon and shield style. So now I'm a guardian warrior. And at a novice, this is where I know how to protect others. And I can protect an ally with the tactical use of my shield and body. So I can choose an ally and enter Guardian mode with an Activate action. Activate action is where you can activate like a class feature, a magical item, anything like that. Activate is a minor action. So when you choose to activate Guardian mode with your minor action, this is when you will protect an ally that is adjacent to you, and they will gain +2 to their armor rating. They'll gain a +2 to their armor rating. However, each time your ally takes damage that you are guarding, you will take 2 points of penetrating damage. So it doesn't matter what your armor rating is, you will take 2 penetrating damage, which is not a lot, seeing you got 58 health at level 4. So 2 is pretty nice. So you can also choose to switch your protection to a different ally with a free action, and you can leave Guardian mode with a free action. But just make sure you always declare to your game master that you are going into Guardian mode and you are protecting this person or such and such person or such and such. So that's what you get for Novice, and I really like that. That is such a cool thing to do. And it only costs a minor action. So as Journeyman, as you go to Journeyman, once you plant yourself, you cannot be moved. So while in Guardian mode, the skirmish and knock prone stunts have no effect on you. So you can't be knocked down, you can't be skirmished from side to side, you can't be pushed, you can't be pulled. Well, you might be able to get, you cannot. So while in Guardian mode, the skirmish and knock prone stunts have no effect on you. So those two, but maybe everything else would. Maybe we'll need to have a little bit more clarification on that from Green Ronin, because it doesn't say any other kind of movement you're still affected by it. So I take it as while you're in Guardian mode, the skirmish and knock prone stunt are have no effect on you, but everything else does. That's how I read it. So when you go to Master in Guardian, this is where those who attack the one you guard suffer the consequences. This is cool. When you are in Guardian mode and an opponent successfully hits or damages your protected ally, you can then immediately attack the opponent, moving up to 1 square or 2 yards to get adjacent if necessary. You can do this as a free action, generating stunt points as usual, and you can only do this once per round. After the attack, the normal initiative order resumes, and this retaliation does not count as your turn. Which basically, this is equivalent to like a reaction or like an attack of opportunity. That's pretty much what it sounds like to me. This is really nice. There are no attacks of opportunity in Fantasy Age, but I do have a home ruled system that I do have a tutorial for. You can check out. But yeah, basically, if anyone attacks the person that you are guarding, you get a free attack. And you can even move 2 yards or 1 square to get to that target. Really nice. I like Guardian. So there you go. We have Guardian Novice level. That's level 4. That's everything it has to do with level 4. So guys, gals, I hope you guys learned how to level a very robust character system in Fantasy Age. There's a lot to it. But, I mean, look at the amount of talents. Look at the, the specializations you get. All of the ability focuses, your upgrades on abilities. Guys, this is such a robust system. I love it. And I hope they do a lot with Fantasy Age. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can go to my website and download War Nerve here in time for levels 1 to 20. And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.